Welcome back, Heroclix fans. Today I'm going to cover one of the popular topics in Heroclix right now, and they are the entities. And not only the entities, but the possession ability as well as the possessed ability, where these entities can possess a figure, and then the figure can borrow the powers from the entity and also get stat bonuses. So we're going to take a look at the entity possession when Heroclix would be KO'd, or if you paid 25 points when building your force, place Heroclix on another friendly character's card if that character is 25 points or more, has the standard attack or sharpshooter, standard damage or indom, tiny size or standard damage. That character has Heroclix keywords and can use the possessed ability, which is below, with this character as the character's possessor. When that character is KO'd, Heroclix is removed for the game. So basically, you can play Heroclix. This one is 250. There are other entities as well, and there's going to be more entities in the future to be released. They all have different powers as well. Okay, so you can play him at 250, and then when he gets KO'd, you can put him on another character card if they're over 25 points. 300-point game, you may not have that, but in larger games you would. Or you can just straight up pay 25 points and put him on another character's card from the game, and he starts to possess someone from the beginning at 25 points. That's really where this figure's at. Most people are using the 25 points to possess a character from the start of the game. So you have a little bit more control of what you're going to do. And for 25 points, you get a lot of bang for your buck. And let's take a little bit look about the possessed. Click the possessor's dial to the same click number as the character and change it during the game in the same way that the character's dial changes. Okay, basically what that's saying is, if, say we have Ganthet here, right? Say we have Ganthet here, and Ganthet is on click 1, and Heroclix is possessed Ganthet. Guess what? Ganthet is on click 1. You're going to use the Heroclix's click 1 as well, and that's where you're going to compare stats, and you're going to be able to pull your powers from that click. Okay. At the beginning of each of your turns, so your turn or your opponent's turn, or after this character takes damage or is healed damage and the action's resolved. So you can heal them, take damage, or at the beginning of your turns, that's when you can, you may choose one power showing on the possessor's dial, which is this one, and one combat value on one possessor's dial higher than the character's printed combat value. So how that works is basically you can stat bonus from, say, Ganthet that's being possessed if your number is lower than this number. So if you look at the stats here real quick here, we'll take a look. Alright, so taking a look here, Ganthet is being possessed by Heroclix. If you look at everything here, Ganthet is technically either higher or the same as Heroclix in all but one category. That's attack. So Ganthet can only say he's going to choose the attack stat to get the bonus up there because Heroclix's attack is higher than Ganthet. Defense-wise, you can't borrow that stat. Attack's the same, and speed is also higher. So basically what you get is if this number is lower than this number, you can choose it. So you'll say, I'm going to use the attack here, and you don't swap the attack, you just claim I'm going to use that. And basically what you'll do is you'll get a +1. So technically if Ganthet was a 10 attack, you wouldn't get the 12, you would just get +1. Also, which is really good, but also the good part about this is you get to choose a power. Now at that point, you can choose anything. So I can say I'm going to choose Stealth, and now Ganthet will have Stealth. I could say I want to use Psychic Blast, and now Ganthet has Psychic Blast. I could say Impervious, but Ganthet already has Impervious. And Heroclix's special here is Perplex down, also Quintessence. Now Ganthet is already Quintessence, so that doesn't really make sense for me to borrow that. And Ganthet has Perplex up. So it's kind of, it defeats the purpose. So really for Ganthet, you're really just going to use, for this click, you'll probably, well, you're going to pick attack. So you'll have a 12 attack. And then you're probably going to pick either Psychic Blast or Stealth. Probably Stealth for defend. And then when you want to attack, probably Psychic Blast. But Ganthet has some pretty good attack powers. So his is basically Stun and Blow. You get a token and you get full damage. But then when you hit them, for how many tokens they have on them, they get that much to modify their defense. So if they have 1 token, then they get +1 in their defense. If they have 2, then they get +2. But, you know, it's still really good because you get a token and doing the damage. So that's pretty powerful. So let's finish up the stats here. This character can use that power and the modified combat values by +1 until the next turn or until healed or takes damage. If the possessor is KO'd, then removed for the game. Okay, so this is a modifier. So modifiers are by 3. Now, I'm going to show you something that is kind of interesting, and it's a little bit of a play on all of this. So we're going to take a look at Stargirl at 75 points. Okay? So let's say Parallax is going to possess Stargirl. Now, we're on click 3. So Stargirl starts at click 3. I'm actually showing Alex, but it's actually Stargirl. Okay? So, click 3. You pay for it. Now you have to be on click 3. Boom, boom. We're on click 3. Okay. So that's how that works. Wherever you're at on this dial, you got to be on this dial here. And if you're on, say, if this KOs, like if you ever get on a number on this dial, and this is KO, and it equals to KO, like that, if it gets on KO, guess what? This goes away. So that's something you need to learn and also pay attention to. Obviously on click 12, that's, you know, gonna be a KO because most characters do not have 12 clicks. But this Parallax is actually, they consider this is the best one. And another reason why is there's 11 clicks of it. So almost every single character in the game is gonna have, it's gonna be possessed the whole time. Other entities don't have 11 clicks of life, but most of them are pretty long dialed. Anyways, so this is when to get back to this. So if you play Stargirl and you possess it with Parallax, now you look at this, all of the stats here are lower on Stargirl than it is on Parallax. So at this point, you can say, I want to get a bonus on my movement. I want to get a bonus on my attack. I want to get my bonus on my defense or bonus on damage. So you have so many choices here, and the best part about this is JSA. Let's just copy, let's just play these two figures together for 150 points. We're going to copy JSA with them, and now we're going to use defend. Now I'm at a 19 defense when they're adjacent. He moves. She's tiny size, so she basically she just gets carried along because she's tiny. All right, so that's basically perpetual 19. Shoot her from range. She's a 20, and then this is where it gets really, really bad. Okay, so it's replace then modify, right? Okay, so I'm gonna replace my 16 with a 19. Now the way that this works, it's printed value. So technically, Stargirl can still choose defense, even though it's a 19 here, but it's printed as 16. So what you do is, okay, I'm gonna replace my 16 with the 19. So I'm a 19, but it's printed as 16, so I'm gonna still choose the defense to get +1 there. Because it's replaced and modify, so we replaced, and now we can modify by 3. So I'm going to modify 1 up there, and I'm going to be at a 20 defense on a 75 point character. But I'm also possessed here, so I can choose any of these other powers too. I don't have a defense reducer, so maybe I can choose impervious, maybe. I could choose Psychic Blast. I could choose a Power Cosmic and have that Power Cosmic. I have Dom too, but I don't want to be outwitted. Power Cosmic and minus to my Perplex -1, so it can perplex down you. Oh, I want to choose Hypersonic. I have that option. So that's really, really cool. Now, I want to note that as of right now, you are allowed to use a possessed character and a resource dial, which right now is the real big meta right now. But in the future, it is believed that that will be taken away from us. So I'm not going to cover that too much in this video. So, I mean, you could have this combination plus a resource to get some really crazy stuff, which we've seen in Origins and stuff. So, but for right now, I'm just going to cover this and you guys can use your imagination. But this right here is just a small combination that is pretty nice. And you pair this up with another character and Stargirl can, at the 75 points, get bonuses to her attack as well. And she's got some other powers that really are just nasty. So that's really behind it all, where you can pick the powers off of this dial and put them on your possessed character. And if this character has lower stats in a particular stat value, you can select that and then get the bonus. You don't replace it. You just, if this 10 attack is lower than this attack here, then you can get +1 here. So that's pretty cool. And if you're on click 3 and you're possessed, then the entity is also going to be on that click. So that's kind of the whole idea behind it. It's really, really powerful. This is not played on the map. This is actually played off the map. So it's just there and you're looking at the stats and you're looking at the powers. And it's pretty good. We'll take a look through the dial here so you can see how brutal this Parallax entity is. Let's see. Okay, so we have Stealth, Psychic Blast, Impervious, then we have Power Cosmic with the Perplex -. Let's see here. Now we have Hypersonic with Invincible, 5 damage. So like 5 damage on second click, most people are not going to have 5 damage. So you're easily going to be able to get bonuses to your damage. 18 on your second click, that's pretty good. So you'll probably be lower than that, so you can, you know, modify that. And the 12 attack, I mean, that's really good. Those 3 stats right there, and the powers are really good too. Still looking strong here. Hypersonic, Psychic Blast, Impervious. Now we have Running Shot, Pulse Wave. Remember, you can only choose one of the powers, but the stats are solid, and you still have that Power Cosmic power if you choose to still use that. And we still have it for click 5 with Hypersonic, Pulse Wave. Now we have a special attack. Now we have a pretty interesting turn events with this entity. We have Charge and Exploit. So at this point, you can give yourself Exploit or Charge. Toughness is probably not going to be where you're at. The stats are kind of low though, so you might not get bonuses there, but this is on click 7. So at this point, your stats might be low. On click 7, click 8, more of the same. As you can see, this entity is probably going to live longer than the character you give it, you put him on, but it's okay. And then here we go. We lose the movement and we go real low down here, but still click, it's not bad. And only KO click on 12. Hopefully guys, this helped you out. Learn a little bit more about these entities, how they work, how they possess characters, and if it's something that you want to pursue. These are quite expensive right now, but I was fortunate enough to pull this in a Warlight event. So yeah, I was really happy with that. I did play Parallax with Ganthet and then the orange Hal Jordan and went 4-0, and it was pretty fun. It was pretty good. Alright guys, take it easy and have a good day.